Yeah, we were talking about parents' reactions before to things.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if it is a common factor with what you see with your work for parents to assume that their children have been possibly sexually assaulted or something happened to their children for them to then be displaying behaviours, sexual behaviours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that parents and caregivers can quickly go there out of fear.
Yeah.
Or teaching staff sometimes at schools also can make that connection. Yeah.
And this is probably one of the really important things to keep working on moving forward as family, as whānau, as community, to not make those assumptions too quickly, to hold gently, because at times children have been harmed or they have been exposed to sexual harm by someone in the family, by someone in the extended family, by someone that they know.
In the neighbourhood,
so
an older child in the neighbourhood,
or just exposure to some online stuff that's been incredibly distressing. So we hold that gently and encourage parents to not jump to those assumptions too soon, too quickly, until they've had a chance to slow down and get the context of the behaviour.
And to your question though, it's not, if I think about the calls we get on a weekly basis, it's generally not the first question that people are asking. Sometimes that will come up with extended whānau where there might be a history, or sometimes in families where parents have separated, we'll get a bit of a query around that. And that's really tricky, especially if the child is really quite young and not verbal. So really we answer in the way you've just suggested, that there's a whole raft of reasons other than that the behaviour might be happening.
I think parents and caregivers, we work very hard at keeping our kids safe. So often it's quite a distressing time when they hear that their child is initiated in some sexualised play behaviour that is not okay. It's distressing for the parents often whose little person has initiated, and also incredibly distressing for the parents and caregivers of the ones who have been on the receiving end of the play and the behaviour. And so really important to hold at the centre what's best for the children in the situation. And often parents who lose the plot will get angry and have a huge response for all sorts of reasons. It can trigger all sorts of things for adults. Sometimes their own harm, sometimes stories that they've heard of harm happening, sexual harm happening to others. There's all sorts of reasons that that parents naturally might have a huge reaction to, sometimes out of fear, and they're scared. So we often support parents, don't we, to just be reminded of what their child needs at this particular time, because we know that angry and distressed adults will often close children down, and what we're wanting is to create a safe space to have these conversations, just as we do with lots of other things.